Again, I just want to thank you on behalf of the CNIT program. This means a lot to us. We've been here 4.5 years, and we're finally having our big capstone moment. Let's introduce the team. I am Cory Basten, the team lead and cloud engineer.
Welcome everybody, my name is Moua. I'm the Palo Alto security engineer.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael Larson. I'm the MDM solution architect.
My name is Devin. I am the mobility systems engineer.
We want to give a big thank you to Heartland Business Systems for sponsoring this project, specifically Shane and Hunter. Without you two, we would never get the opportunity to research and implement these technologies. So once again, we just want to thank you guys for traveling all the way here.
All right, moving along, we have our agenda. We'll have a quick problem statement about TRC and kind of why they want these technologies to work with each other. Talk about our hardware and software we're utilizing, then our methodology and a quick demonstration led by Mike and Devin. Finally, we'll conclude with a quick Q&A session in case we didn't answer any questions you may have.
All right, so moving on to the problem statement. Heartland Business Systems has tasked our team with researching and implementing a cloud-based mobile device management system for a fictitious company called Totally Real Company. Now, within this solution, we already use Amazon Web Services, Palo Alto technologies, and VMware AirWatch technologies. Lastly, the solution must also provide a single point of administration so that Totally Real Company can remote access 50 sites across the Midwest.
So what is mobile device management? Mobile device management is software that is utilized by IT administrators to secure, monitor, and manage mobile device or any devices that would be accessing corporate resources. So now, why mobile device management? Well, 3 reasons. It'll increase productivity by allowing you to easily manage or easily administer devices across multiple OSs. It improves manageability by allowing your administrators to manage these devices through one console. And it increases your scalability by allowing users to bring their own device or utilize BYOD technologies.
So, what makes our project unique? What makes our project not just another MDM presentation? We have 3 things that Heartland gave us that we're going to work on today. A Palo Alto implementation. We're going to be implementing a next-gen firewall within our network. Number 2, we have AWS implementation. All of our network infrastructure will be hosted on the AWS cloud, so we have no physical networking devices. And lastly, our MDM solution choice. Totally Real Company has tasked us with using AirWatch by VMware, so we implemented that for this project.
In the next few slides, we're going to go into a little more detail about the hardware and software that was chosen specifically for Totally Real Company. So once again, Amazon Web Services are all of our network devices were hosted on that. Palo Alto, which was our chosen security device. And then lastly, our mobile device management solution, VMware AirWatch.
Moving right into Amazon Web Services, or AWS. This is our cloud-based service platform. Why did TRC want us to use this? Well, they want a cloud-based solution, and this allows us to move all your networking devices, your routers, your switches, your servers, put them in the cloud. AWS specifically has a lot of features for scalability in case TRC just suddenly explodes in popularity. They need all kinds of servers to be brought up quickly and efficiently. AWS provides a great solution for that. Along with that, it includes a great ease of mind. AWS has a 4 nines SLA. That means that 99.99% of the time, your resources will be available.
Now behind us now is our particular instance of the Palo Alto firewall within Amazon Web Services. The instance types means the computing power, which is fully customizable within AWS. Now, depending on how much computing power you want, it determines a price per hour. So for ours in particular, we were charged $1.48 per hour. If we were to roll with that price throughout the year, it would cost us approximately $13,000 a year. However, the great thing about Amazon Web Services is that there's a lot of subscription-based discounts. And so for ours in particular, if we wanted to follow through with the 1-year discount, we would receive 60% off, which totals $4,500 a year.
Now we'll talk about Palo Alto. What is Palo Alto? For us, it's the firewall that will be securing our cloud-based network. Why do we want to use it? Well, it includes a bunch of features that work well with TRC's problem statement. Palo Alto offers the Global Protect VPN, which integrates nicely with AirWatch in case you want to secure those connections for your remote users. They can still access your corporate environment in a secure fashion. Along with that, there is the wildlife feature that comes along with Palo Alto, which Paul will talk about.
So first and foremost, what is Palo Alto Wildfire? Wildfire is a subscription-based extension in which you can purchase along with your Palo Alto security appliance. Now, it's a cyber threat intelligence software program which actively searches for patterns and signatures of suspicious files that may come through your network. So what this means is any zero-day vulnerabilities that you may have, any suspicious documents that pass throughout the network, they're going to be checked and cross-checked by Wildfire. Now, also, there's a proactive team who continually searches and researches for any new threats that are out in the market on the Palo Alto side, and they update their local security appliances, which then connects to yours. So your devices are constantly updated with what's the newest threats out in the market.
So next we'll be talking about AirWatch by VMware, and specifically what can it do for Totally Real Company. So that can be broken down into three main categories. First off, apps and identity. AirWatch can easily add devices through either the management console or through a connected Active Directory server within the network. From there, you can add apps, or you can add devices to those profiles, and then you can add apps to those profiles and make sure any user on the network is getting the apps that they need to do their job well. Next up, desktop and mobile. AirWatch is a very flexible MDM solution that we have. It actually is going to support 3 of the major OSs in the desktop field and 2 of the major ones in the mobile field. First off, for desktop, we have Windows, Mac, and Chrome OS all supported within the solution. And for mobile, we have iOS and Android supported as well, making it a really flexible solution and allowing your employees, whether it's BYOD or remote, to be able to use the OS that they're comfortable with. Lastly, management and security. AirWatch offers some features that Devin will get into specifically later. That can include app blacklist, whitelist, compliance policies, and even device wiping or location services should a device get lost or stolen, making sure that your infrastructure stays secure no matter where you lose the device or if it's stolen or in any scenario where we don't know where that device is.
So when considering VMware AirWatch, there are 4 different management suites to look at. For the purpose of testing our project, we utilized the Green Suite. This provided us with basic mobile device management capabilities, as well as access to AirWatch's container and catalog applications. The AirWatch container or catalog application is with the default location where you will be setting up users with the applications that they need to complete their job. Whereas with the container application, you can begin containerizing all your work applications, as well as any ways to access corporate resources in one secure location. The prices listed below are per device, per month prices based on the suite. However, VMware AirWatch does require a minimum 5 device licenses to be purchased on a 1-year subscription.
Next up, we're going to take a look at the theory of how all of our technologies work together. So first and foremost, we have our Palo Alto firewall. This connects to the internet in which it receives its updates from all the other Palo Alto security appliances. So any threats that are new, it'll be updated with that. In our case, Palo Alto is also connected to Totally Real Company's enterprise network. Within Palo Alto Firewall, we have the extension Wildfire, and information can be sent to and back from Wildfire. Wildfire also has communication with VMware AirWatch, so if it needs to unenroll any devices or send descriptions across, it will. And once again, VMware AirWatch is our mobile device management system, so it can contain remote users and manage them remotely. How our remote users connect is through a VPN called Global Protect, a feature within Palo Alto Firewall. So next, let's take a look at how a file would transfer across the enterprise network. First, a user would download something and maybe want to send it across to Totally Real Company. So the file will go through Global Protect to Palo Alto Firewall. From here, if the firewall does not if it suspects that there's something wrong with the file, it'll send it to Wildfire. Wildfire will sandbox it, test it, and see if there's any malicious content within. If it succeeds the test, it'll send it back to Firewall, and it'll safely move on to Totally Real Company. However, let's take a look at a scenario in which one of the remote users downloads something malicious without knowing. The information will still be sent across through Global Protect into the firewall. Then Palo Alto will know that there's something suspicious with this. I haven't seen this before. It'll send it to Wildfire. Now Wildfire will sandbox it, test it, and find malicious content in it. So what it's going to do is send information to AirWatch saying that, hey, there's a user on your enterprise network, they have malicious content in there, please unenroll them. and so the device is unenrolled from VMware AirWatch.
And so here we kind of have a overview look of all these technologies and what they look like. So you have your remote user, maybe they're on their Chrome OS, maybe they're on their Windows, we support all kinds of devices. If they want to send a file to the enterprise network, it will go through their home network, through that Global Protect VPN, so it's secure, and you'll see it'll appear on the enterprise on the right side. It'll end up at the Palo Alto device, terminating the VPN connection and move into the enterprise resources from there.
So AirWatch implementation begins with device enrollment. This can be easily accomplished by, within the AirWatch agent, entering in the server URL and the group ID associated with your AirWatch instance, or if you're utilizing a mobile device, you can use the QR code that is sent out in the email that allows users to enroll. Once enrolled, administrators can begin pushing applications to devices. We accomplish this by using compliance policies and profiles to mark devices as non-compliant until they either downloaded required applications or deleted blacklisted applications. From here, you'll be able to containerize work applications as well as other company resources that that are by utilizing AirWatch Container, or at a higher management suite, you can utilize the AirWatch Content Locker. And finally, we can provide remote services. This can range anywhere from, as we said, locking out devices and turning on location in the event that they are lost, or we can also provide either a device wipe or an enterprise wipe of the system. A device or an enterprise wipe will delete all managed applications from the device, as well as unenroll the device from VMware AirWatch, while a device wipe will wipe everything, including the OS, off of the device. So from here, we are going to begin our demonstration. Mike is going to be piloting this, and I will be guiding as we go along. We are going to begin by casing a device enrollment. We're going to locate, manage, or navigate to our admin console for AirWatch in devices. We're going to go into list view. And then from here, we're going to click Add Device. Notice how we already have multiple different devices enrolled. From here, you will type in the username of the person that he wants to enroll the device with. This can either be a static user that you manually enter into AirWatch, or it can be from your integrated AD or LDAP. He clicks Select on the user that he wants. The off fields are all auto-populated based off information entered for the user. He'll scroll down. You'll notice that there's an email address and a default email waiting. Mike is going to go ahead and click Save. This will send an email to his Gmail account for this user. In the event of corporate email servers, you would use the corporate email address. He now has the AirWatch app, or the AirWatch email, located on the Chrome OS book that we are currently enrolling. To mention with Chrome OS, you will actually have to download an extension in order to be able to use VMware AirWatch. In the email, you'll notice that it includes the server URL and the group ID that you will enter in, that's for the server details, and the QR code that mobile device users would be able to utilize. So let's go ahead and enroll this device, Mike. We're going to click Enroll. It'll bring up the AirWatch agent. He's going to click Server Details. From here, he will enter in the server URL and group ID from that email. And once he has done that, he's going to click Continue. Next, you'll be prompted to enter in the username and password of the user that you're going to enroll this device under. So for us, it was Capstone Test. I can't tell you the password. He's going to click Continue. It's going to load our terms of use. This is the default terms of use that is located within AirWatch. However, you can edit whatever you would like. The default is yes, you must comply. He clicks Accept. It's going to prompt him to acknowledge that the device is going to be managed by AirWatch. It usually shows up right here. So when it does happen, there is you're essentially just allowing the AirWatch instance to take control of the device and manage it from there. It gives management capabilities. This is what allows you to push profiles. Unfortunately, it's currently not working, so why don't we just move back to the admin console. We apologize for this. So from the admin console, if you were to refresh, you would see the Google Chrome, or the Chrome OS device located, which it did it on its own. Look at that. All right, so for the next instance, we're going to showcase a device compliance. And look at that. Mike's MacBook Air is non-compliant. Why don't we go in there and take a look? We're going to go into the compliance policies and see which one it's violating. He is violating the Mac compliance policy. This compliance policy is set up to not allow to blacklist an application, a Flappy Golf 2, we know that Mike
I really
loves to
like
play
it.
his golf.
Yeah.
So from here, we're going to move back over, or we're going to switch over to our MacBook to show that it is enrolled. We need to just minimize all of the Crestron, whatnot. So we see that Flappy Golf 2 is downloaded. All he has to do is delete the application. It'll delete from the MacBook, and then we're going to switch back over to our admin console. This would be where the user would notify, hey, I've deleted the application. Please rerun the compliance check. So from here, he's going to go to More Actions. He's going to go into Query, and he's going to query the applications that are located on the device. This will update what applications are located on the MacBook so that it knows. He will then refresh the compliance policy, and once it loads, hey, now it is compliant. It is marked as compliant. Finally, we are going to be showcasing a device wipe. This is in the event that a corporate computer is stolen and you know that you're not retrieving it, so you just want to wipe everything off of there. From here, he's going to go into the computer from the list view, go into More Actions, and under Management, you'll notice that both Enterprise and Device Wipe are located right there. To accomplish the device wipe, he's going to need to put in a description of why he's wiping the device. It's going to ask him to set a PIN, and then there's a security PIN that is associated within AirWatch to confirm that we can wipe the device. So the device is beginning to be wiped.
As you can see,
Notice how
Crestron's already deleted.
Crestron is already gone. This is because the Mac is being wiped completely of the OS. It no longer has the capability to Crestron in. So can we go and back to the list features of the admin console? It is marked as unenrolled. This compliance status is unavailable because it's no longer sending the device stuff. And if on the MacBook, it is currently wiping it down to the OS.
We'll move back to our presentation after that great demonstration. So TRC also asked us to make recommendations on whether these suites of products will work for their problem statement. And speaking for the group a little bit, we totally believe that this solution is a great solution for TRC. Specifically about Amazon Web Services, it's a great cloud services platform. TRC, they're very popular. They can become a huge company next year. They might need to add all kinds of services, and so Amazon Web Services accomplishes that nicely.
Moving on to a security appliance, the Palo Alto VM series is a great option for this since it can be hosted in the cloud along with Amazon Web Services. So we would definitely recommend it because it's highly customizable and has many features within. And so as a suite, including with all three, we do definitely recommend Palo Alto.
With VMware AirWatch as an MDM solution, it does increase your productivity through secure access to corporate resources. It allows for ease of management by allowing management across many operating systems, and it provides scalability through a simplified and unified enrollment process and BYOD capabilities.
And in conclusion, we kind of wanted to do some takeaways from our working together as a group. For me personally, it was interesting working as a team lead. There's some kind of growing pains in the beginning. And also, with this new technology, Palo Alto, we never get to really touch it in our program. And while configuring the Global Protect VPN, we actually configured it correctly, but we got kicked out of the management interface, so we kind of freaked out and restarted, only to learn later from Hunter that we did it completely the right way.
Yeah, so some takeaways for me within the 4 months and over 500 hours of just working in this project. It's been very, very interesting and such a privilege to work with the technologies. Currently, I'm job searching, and so going to interviews and just really mentioning that I've worked with AWS and a mobile device management solution, eyebrows raise all the time. Like, wow, we use that too. So tell me a little bit more. And so it's really beneficial just for marketing myself and just for the experience.
Yeah, my takeaways from this project, this is my first experience with the MDM solution. Like Paul said, I work really heavily with the AirWatch, so it was really fun working with that. Actually, one of our demo pieces, the Mac device wipe, we didn't know when you device wipe it, it would actually eliminate the OS too. So we thought we'd quickly, restart the device and kind of just enroll it again, but actually we had to go and re-download a whole device. So both kind of teams had a little growing pains with what our technologies can actually do. But overall, it was a very fun project. We're glad Heartland gave it to us, and we made some great friends along the way. So.
For me, as stated, CNIT kind of laid the groundwork, but this project really helped me solidify how I'd like to utilize my degree. As we had stated, we don't get access to Amazon Web Services, we don't get access to Palo Alto, and we don't get really access to any MDM solutions, and having the ability to work with all three at once has really just kind of pushed me towards wanting to work more towards server side. It seems like something I would be more interested in, and I'd like to thank Holly and Heartland and UW Stout for the opportunity to work with all these technologies this semester.
Yeah, so just to wrap it up, again, big thank you to Holly. Thanks for letting us in this program. Thanks for giving us this project. We're glad to be here. The last 4.5 years were fun, so but thank you for that. Heartland, thank you for the PA, thank you for the AWS. It was a great experience working, and I think at this time we'll just open up to any questions the presentation may have missed or you may have about some of our technologies. So thank you for coming, everyone.
Okay, so
Oh.
as
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Sure.
Go ahead.
What does the Amazon subscription require? Because there was such a price difference. It's like, why wouldn't everyone just subscribe and save all that money?
Sure. So the whole point of it for the hourly rate is depending on the service that you want and how much you need it. In our case, since we are students, we don't need the Palo Alto appliance running all the time. And so it just gives you that flexibility of if you want to only turn it on during the work hours, if you're turning off your network. And so the subscription based is if you want to leave the appliance on 24 hours at a time and you have it run yearly. There's also different packages such as 3-year subscriptions or 5-year subscriptions, which makes the price drop even more. And so it's just about the flexibility.
So the subscription allows you to keep it running 24/7.
Yes. Yes.
And they charge you less. Wow.
So
Yes.
yeah, well, with the hourly rate, you can leave it running 24/7. It's just a much increased cost. So for our project, yes, having the hourly was greatly utilized.
We wanted to be nice to Heartland. So we had a budget. So you're not using it, turn it off.
Thank you.
Great question, thank you.
Hunter, you had
so
something.
if you wanted to utilize, like for the project, you guys only really needed the green tier because we really just wanted to kind of explore MDM and see what we could do with that green tier. But if we wanted those more advanced features, what would we need to do to upgrade or move up in that tier?
So to upgrade your tier, there on VMware's website, there's a products portion, and it does offer upgrade and migration services. For a project such as ours, honestly, with the price that it did cost for the Green Suite for just the 5 device licenses, we would recommend just rebuilding. It's not very difficult to rebuild, and you can export, import compliance policies as well. The suite increases where they do it is if you are on an enterprise level network where you're managing a couple hundred, even 1,000 devices, and you don't want to take the time to migrate all of that yourself. So what they'll do is I believe one of the cheaper ones I saw was about $4,500 for that. They take care of the migration for you, and they'll migrate what your instance is to a different server that allows for more capabilities within AirWatch. Right.
So, comment and a question. Comment, I really liked your guys' enthusiasm. So it's really great to see.
Thank you,
One of my
Bryce.
questions is, I saw you have a couple iPhones that are in there. What kind of granularity do you have over a mobile device in a phone?
So I know Devin, we just tested this the other day, so you can geofence it, you can enable a location if it's lost. Also with Mac, you can disable app stores or certain iOS specific capabilities within the menu. There's over 100 features on Mac, so I couldn't give you all the specifics, but you can get down to App Store, even a certain app you don't want to download. You can integrate Apple Configurator with it if you want for more kind of granularity with your app management. So
We kind of found with Devin's device, we were messing around, we could actually turn off his camera, and we didn't even tell Devin, so he found that out later.
Yeah, you can disable a lot of different features out there.
Yeah.
You can completely disable Wi-Fi. You can disable mobile data. You can pretty much make the device almost useless. One other thing that we had was enabling lost devices. So it doesn't emit a sound, but what it will do is lock the device into a screen that cannot unlock. It'll display a message on there that you type in, so please return to Totally Real Company if found, and it will also enable the location settings on the device and bring up within the console, bring up a small map that I'm assuming is pulled from Google Maps and drops a pin of the last known location of the device. The other thing is with Container and even with Content Locker and higher suites that I had mentioned, You can set it so that devices go into a specific loadout once they're turned on. Like you can lock them completely out of the original loadout, have it be a separate secure loadout that has all your corporate resources that you'd like to access as well.
Were you guys able to, with wildfire integration to AirWatch, actually download a virus and then have that run through the sandbox and then actually knock a device offline? I know you did the compliance one.
Unfortunately, with time constraints, we weren't able to actually
Okay.
do that. We would have liked to, though. That would have been
Yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
Great, thank you.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you guys.